Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Freaks with a Z, the podcast all about movies. Each episode is about a specific movie, and we'll talk about this episode's in a little bit. But first, I got to go over the fan vote. That's right, it's time for another one. I was a little bit off on my counting on which episode was going to be number 100, so the fan vote is going through this time around. And the movies for this fan vote are Pitch Black, which was recommended by Slap. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, recommended by Tim Rules. Twilight, recommended by Chameleon. And Parasite, recommended by Player2P2. If you want to vote for any of those movies, head on over to my Twitter at Yemmy the Ferret and submit your vote, which will be attached to this episode's promotional tweet. All right. And also, if you want to get your movie into the vote, just send us an email at ff.filmfreaks@gmail.com or comment on the latest episode of our YouTube podcast version, which is the easiest way to do it, or just head on over to my Discord, the Ferret Nation Discord, and chat in the movie stuff section. New stuff gets onto the next vote, so get your stuff in. Alrighty, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I am, I had a name, okay, let's just go with this. I am O Ferret, where art thou? And I'm here with...
I've been thinking about this one, and I'm not sure if I want to do it, but I am Horny Toad Waffles.
I'm Matei of Constant Sorrow.
And I am Callus Hogwallop.
How are we all doing
right,
today?
good names.
Yeah, doing good today.
Doing well. It's not raining, not storming.
Well, it was.
It was storming for me earlier today too.
It's pretty sunny today. It's been mostly cloudy the last few days, but not today.
Oh, it's actually like super hot today. Like I think we broke some records here in Florida from how hot it was today. It was insane.
From what, 110 to 111?
I don't know, but it was crazy.
Well, speaking of hot days, I don't know if that's a good transition or not. Tay, why don't you go ahead and introduce the movie for us?
Sure. So it was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou from the year 2000, directed by Joel Cohen. In the Deep South during the 1930s, three escaped convicts search for hidden treasure while a relentless lawman pursues them. On their journey, they come across many comical characters and incredible situations. This movie was based on Homer's Odyssey. It stars George Clooney, John Turturro, Tim Blake Nelson, Charles Durning, John Goodman, Michael Badalucco, Holly Hunter, Stephen Root, and many, many others. So to start off the conversation, I guess, what do you guys think of the music of this movie?
The Soggy Bottom Boys?
Yeah.
Soggy
Yeah.
Bottom Boys and just overall just all the little music. I mean, I don't remember who said it, but on one of the websites it was classified as a musical.
Oh, yeah.
So we might as well start there.
Well, there was a lot of singing in the movie.
There was.
It was, yep.
Especially
I can see why someone would classify it as musical, even though it really wasn't.
Yeah, there's not, besides the Constant Sorrow song, the main characters never sing.
But that one thing they do sing
Is amazing. It's a
yeah.
banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would they call that in the old times? It's a tootin'
It's a tootin' sure. Yeah.
It's a toe-tapping, knee-slapping good time.
It was a number one hit. Everyone was trying to get their hands on a record of it.
Yeah, I like that song that the Soggy Bottom Boys played or sang,
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, in the context of the movie, did they just make that up on the spot or?
They're like, all right, you guys are going to go out there and just play whatever sounds good. Sorry,
Yeah, I think that
okay.
they made it sound like, or they made it seem like, yeah, they did kind of come up with it on the spot.
Constant Sorrow.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they were like playing just an oldie.
That's what I
I
was
don't know.
looking for.
This one's an oldie. Well, it's new, but it'll be old when you're older.
Yeah.
The other
No, but I
song.
personally,
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say like how like I did like a whole bunch of the songs. Which what other one were you gonna mention?
I
Okay.
found the one for the guy's campaign kind of annoying. The what even I forget what it was. Was it "You Are My Sunshine" or something?
Yeah, You Are My Sunshine.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
it kind of annoying.
I don't mind You Are My
But
Oh, I
Sunshine.
I
like that
liked all the other
song.
ones.
I know. I was
What do
like,
you
I like
mean?
it. So
Sorry.
I did find out.
Yemmy's hot take of the episode.
The Man of Constant Sorrow was a song written in 1913. It was originally called the Farewell Song, and it was created by Dick Burnett, a partially blind fiddler from Kentucky.
Wow. So yeah, they just reinvented the classic.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, actually, Yemi, you hurt me just now because I used to sing that song to my daughter to sleep when she was very young. So
Oh,
I'm very hurt
no.
right now.
Very hurt.
What song was that?
You are my
You
sunshine.
are my sunshine.
Well, it is a baby
Oh.
song, so.
Well, back then that was their their jam. Okay.
That was
Now
their
it's-
adult song back then.
And now it's a nursery rhyme type song. But back then, that was peak artistic, wonderful song.
Look, Greedy will back me up here, but when little kids start singing a song, I get annoyed. It's just how it's just how it works. Whether it
Well,
be
what
in,
about the one they sang in the middle of the movie, like the highway one or whatever?
huh?
Go ahead.
But which
They
song?
did sing it more than once. Are you talking
Yeah.
about when they sang it again?
Yeah,
Is
they,
it-
they
it's-
sing,
was
they
it the
sing it a
same
bunch
song?
of times. Yeah.
Yeah. Was
The
it
first-
the same song? Maybe
the
it
f-
was.
The first time it came out, there was a group of little kids singing it, and I'm like, okay, dear Lord, help me. Maybe that just got it off on the wrong foot. I look, whatever. I don't like little kids singing songs, okay, whether it be in metal, rock, emo music, Move Along by the All American Rejects. Stop it. It's annoying. That's all I gotta say.
So wait, did the three daughters of George Clooney? Is that the song they sang?
It's Ulysses' three daughters.
Yes, Ulysses' three daughters.
But
Is
yes,
that what
they were helping out
Okay.
singing it.
Okay, so yeah, that was for the
Campaign.
Yeah, but for the different guy.
No, it was for the same guy the whole time.
Well, no,
Right.
no, it was for the spoilers, I guess, for the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's weird that the guy at the end like swapped it around to be his song. Like, hey, this is my song now, folks.
Well, that's what I say. It's like it was a banger back then. Everyone sang it, so it was just like everyone sings this song. Let's sing this song. Everyone loves it,
Except for me.
except for Yemmy. In 90 years from now, someone named Yemmy is gonna hate this song because some kids sang it at one point.
It's just it's a
It's fine.
It's a little
fine.
repetitive.
I don't remember.
Dude, are we gonna
You can do what
critique
you want.
this like 100-year-old song?
Yes.
It's repetitive. It's not as much of a banger as the Soggy Bottom Boys. The Soggy Bottom
sure.
Boys for life. Okay.
Oh, I agree. with
Hashtag
that.
Soggy Bottoms for life.
I'm gonna send Yemi a whole bunch of Kids Bop CDs.
I had a few
Like-
when I was a child. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
what's great is the first review of this movie on Letterboxd is just someone saying, "Alexa, play Man of Constant Sorrow by the Soggy Bottom Boys."
That's
Let's
Yummy.
go.
That's Bobby Yummy that wrote it.
No, I wrote something different.
I would
Oh,
say,
what?
unless Yemmy is a girl named Roberto,
What?
or maybe I don't know. The profile picture's a girl, but I don't know. Roberto's not a whatever. It's not.
Hey,
it's
we
not
we
Yemmy.
live in 2023, Tay. Okay.
I know. That's why I'm just like I don't know what is. I just know it's not Yemmy.
It's my alt account, the Soggy Bottom Boys fanboy account.
This is a burner account.
Gotcha. It all
I only
comes
post about
together.
the Soggy Bottom Boys on this account. Okay.
Okay, fair. Do we want to talk about more like, do we feel like the rest of the music, besides the "You Are My Sunshine," fit with the movie? Like, you got the song the like congregation was singing as they were going to get baptized, the siren song.
Oh, that was creepy. The all the
Yeah.
people going to get baptized. That it reminded me of BioShock Infinite, and I think it was like the same song.
It might be. They may have just went, "Hey, look, our brother now did this in 2000. Let's just copy it."
You know, a very similar kind of like
Yeah.
thing going on. But it really well, I guess I could get into my first kind of criticism. I really like there's this movie feels like it's cut up into chapters, but it's also feels like it's not.
Yeah.
And like when all those people like started coming out of the forest and singing, I'm like, okay, here's the chapter where they get baptized, right? And yep, there we go. This is the chapter where they get baptized. I feel like in this movie it's a little bit, I don't know, because I'm torn because like sometimes it works, right? And then other times it just feels like a harsh turn. And I compared this to the Ballad of Buster Scruggs in my review on Letterboxd because, the Ballad of Buster Scruggs is 6 chapters, completely different stories. And Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, also directed by Joel Cohen, also feels like it's split up into like several chapters, even though we're following the same characters. Same characters come back around. I don't know. It's a weird thing, and I liked all the scenes kind of individually for the most part, but it didn't feel like a cohesive story all through. Like there's some things that tie together, but there's some things that just kind of seem random.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the whole baptism thing was. I feel like that's probably the one that stands out the most. Is okay, what was the point of this? I don't know if there was a scene or a chapter in the Odyssey where they all got baptized. I don't know.
Well, they
Can't
wouldn't.
remember.
The Odyssey was written before the Bible, I guess you could say so.
Before Christianity.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So
Before
yeah, that is-
before Jesus came up, he's up.
yeah, true. That's what I thought. Yeah, and there's a few things that like, they bringing the Odyssey to the 30s, I guess. That just seem like, what was I trying to say? Basically, I don't know. They're just weird. Where it's like, okay, how is this the equivalent to the Odyssey?
It's
I-
just like very loosely following
For
like
sure,
some of
it's
the
very
themes, I
loosely.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't
I mean,
read the
there's
Odyssey
definitely-
since high school, so I
Yeah, I haven't either.
I'm just watching this as like a movie in this case.
Yeah. Well, it's
Might
like
as well,
there's
yeah.
a few scenes that like, okay, yep, there's the Cyclops, there's the sirens, there's the coming home and finding the wife, or the wife being engaged and having to do an impossible task to prove yourself to her again. A few little things like that, but then
Yeah, I mean that just kind of goes around to my point where it's like,
yeah,
okay, here's the chapter about the Cyclops, here's the chapter about the sirens, there's some parts of this movie just kind of take that hard turn, and like I said, I like most of the chapters, I'll call them,
yeah,
on their own. But as a movie, maybe this should have been structured more like the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, where it's set up and it actually has definitive chapters and beginnings and ends to specific storylines before moving on to the next thing. But then also, then we wouldn't have the overarching story with the soggy bottom boys and stuff like that. So I'm like I said, I'm torn between the two things because on one end, I don't like that it's kind of like chaptered, but on the other end, it's not chaptered enough for me to be super angry about it.
yeah.
I guess I
don't know.
can get behind that criticism because but yeah, I don't know if I would say like it bothered me, but I would say it would be better if it was like a little bit more cohesive, like from scene to scene, instead of just like having just things that are just like completely separate from each other.
Yeah,
Like
it did
when
seem
they-
very random and very good.
Yeah, like the sirens, like you guys
Yeah, no,
mentioned,
there-
and like
There
the
was like some of the things I felt like were good. Like it was fine to like include them, but then like yeah, sometimes it would be like the chapter would end and go to the next chapter, and you're like, okay, well that
Mhm.
problem they just had wasn't really resolved. It's
You
just
guys,
kind of like, well, on to the next thing, so don't worry about that anymore.
yeah, do you think that has to do with like just too many people keeping track of throughout this movie?
No.
I don't know if there was too many people to keep track of for the most part.
Yeah, it's mostly just the 3 convicts or the people who escaped
Yeah,
from
I
jail.
mean,
And
you occasionally are introduced to, yeah, like each chapter, one new person or two new people,
come and
and
go.
then
Yeah,
by the end
probably.
of the chapter, they're gone. Like Babyface, the robber Babyface, like he shows up, and they're like, oh well, we're just gonna be helping this guy,
Hmm.
and then he leaves depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that's like one segment that I really enjoyed was like that little chase with Babyface, and they go in and they rob the bank with him, and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no,
But
I did too. I did
th-
too.
but put that into the like take that out of the movie, it's great. Put it into the movie, it just doesn't fit exactly. It's like a jigsaw that's like just a little bit off in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, at the very end, you see it comes back, and he's been captured, and he's happy that he's gonna be hung or electric chaired. Um, you know, which okay, fine.
That's a little nugget, a
Yeah.
little grain. But
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like I said, it's a great. I think the whole chapter with Babyface is great, and it does kind of pay off in the end. But it's like, yeah, if you took it out though, it wouldn't make a difference in the overarching story. Which, I guess that's kind of since it's based on the Odyssey. I mean, that's kind of how the Odyssey was. It was just a bunch of different trials that and shit he had to go through because he pissed off Poseidon. So like, it's a bunch of little stories compiled together with kind of an overarching theme of,
Hmm.
Odysseus just trying to get home.
yeah, and that's why I wish that maybe they could have put like the chapter title cards in between segments that were vastly different. Like,
Did
you
they?
know,
I thought they did.
no, it was just
Hmm.
went from
You
one
think
scene to the next.
think it would have improved the movie if they had if they put like titles in between?
I think so. I actually do.
Because they had a few,
They didn't. I don't
right?
think they had titles. No, they didn't have titles.
Did they not?
I think-
Okay. I can't remember.
I
Unless you're thinking of
don't
Buster
think
Scruggs, because Buster Scruggs
Yeah.
definitely did.
I haven't seen Buster Scruggs yet. It's on my list though.
It's by the Coen brothers, so it's got a
Yeah.
similar style to it.
Well, yeah, and I
Um,
know the one of the Tim Blake Nelson's in it, right?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
sings in it, and he has like the best chapter in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is it's cool to see him being one of the guys in this movie, and I think he's gonna be in the next Dune movie, so I don't even know what part he's gonna play there, but it's cool seeing him in this. Like, Ballad of Buster Scruggs came out in 2018, so this is 18 years after Oh Brother, and
Yeah.
he fits the part perfectly. I mean,
No, I think the casting in this movie was great.
yeah,
Like even John Turturro, because like he does a really good in this movie. And the next thing I really ever remember seeing him in was Transformers, and oh my god, it's like what even is this?
The last thing I saw him in was The Batman. He was Carmine Falcone, so that was a
Oh,
pretty
okay, yeah,
big role for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was Falcone.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking about like I saw him in this, and then when I saw him again in Transformers, I didn't realize it was the same actor.
Oh,
Like yeah, I was just going back when I suggested this movie. I saw that he was in it. I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, okay, no, he did a really good job in this. What happened with Transformers? Oh, it was Transformers by Michael Bay. That was the problem.
yeah.
Well, the
I
new
mean,
one ain't any better, so just not a Michael Bay problem.
But yeah, all 3 of the main cast are really good. I felt like George Clooney he did a great performance in this. I loved how he was so obsessed with the pomade, and that was what was leading the police behind them.
Yeah.
And then
Well, you
Pete,
notice the second he loses all his pomade, they stop finding him.
yeah. And then Pete, he's like the dumb one in the group. I felt like he did a really good performance, especially like after he came back after being quote unquote turned into a toad. I felt like his performance was really strong when he was explaining what had happened to him. And then I mean Tim Blake Nelson he's really good as like a Western guy, but he's got a lot of range too, and yeah, I thought he fit the bill here too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he played the dumb, simple, simple man really well, I think.
And I love like all their interactions. Like they had all good what's it called? Like chemistry
Symmetry? Oh,
between all three
chemistry.
of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love it
Oh, yeah,
when like yeah, when Tim Blake Nelson was just like squirrel. Like he just keeps out the fine. He's like, no, thank you. I don't want just a third of a squirrel. He's like, no, you get the whole thing. We each
they
have one."
they did a whole lot of like repetition humor, which I loved. Like when they were in the barn, and Everett kept going, "Damn, we're in a tight squeeze."
Yeah.
He kept saying over and over. Like one time he said it in the background, and I was just laughing every time he said it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good writing, good dialogue between the characters, and also I felt like there was a lot of good shots in the movie too, good cinematography.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I was looking. I saw that they had like a bunch of nominations and some wins, and apparently they got Grammys for Best Compilation Soundtrack and Album of the Year. So now I really have to listen to the soundtrack.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the Soggy Bottom Boys are Grammy
Yeah.
winners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did good. They did. I
Maybe
don't even
they'll
know
make
if
a comeback one day.
like, I don't know. I wonder if it's actually George Clooney singing. I don't know if he can sing. I can't think of any other movie where he sings.
Well, if we look up the soundtrack, it might credit him if he did sing in it.
True, true.
I don't see him credited at all.
Yeah.
Sad.
I didn't think
Does
so.
it credit Tim Blake Nelson because he can actually sing?
It does, yes.
It does. There we go. All right.
Did John Turturro do also singing or?
Hold on, I'm looking for John Turturro. I do not see him.
Okay, because like just as a background singer, you figured, yeah, he didn't have many lines. He could probably do that unless he's tone deaf.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Of the three mains, Tim Blake Nelson is the only one that's credited.
Okay, so Tim Blake
yeah.
was the only one singing.
And he has
Which, yeah, because because when they were on stage, before they, at the end of the movie when they're on stage, before they sing, Man of Constant Sorrow, Tim Blake is actually, singing a different song.
yeah, he's got pipes,
Yeah.
If you just watch, I mean, yeah, like I hate to keep referencing it, but the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, he's amazing in that movie, and he's actually singing his part, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. I'll have to
Awesome.
definitely, like I said, it's on my list. I'll definitely watch it then.
Is that one on Netflix?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's on
Netflix exclusive, I think.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I actually watched it after watching this movie.
Oh.
Because this movie reminded me so much of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs just because of how segmented it felt.
Yeah.
And on rewatch of Ballad of Buster Scruggs, I still really, really enjoy that one. But it did make me think about this one a little bit more critically, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was 2000. They learned some stuff after 18 years. Or 17 years, whatever. They honed their craft.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
So
How
I
about-
do have. Oh, go ahead.
Go. I was going to talk about the ending, but go ahead.
Mine's also the ending.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Start us off,
Oh.
Tay, since it's your movie.
Okay, so one thing the Odyssey didn't tackle or anything was racism. It was all Greeks. They didn't. Doesn't matter. This movie obviously set in the 30s in Mississippi. They tried to tackle it, I guess, a little bit. You see that with the Ku Klux Klan. They're about to hang Tommy, and they free Tommy and all that. But at the end, I just don't see in 1930 in Mississippi, people just being like, "Nah, man, music's better than like these people are very racist." And they're just like, "Nah, whatever. We'll overthrow the Ku Klux Klan leader for music." I like the message. I like I like that if that actually is how it would have gone, that'd be great. Music should conquer racism. I just don't see it actually happening in 1930. I
It's
don't
the
know. What do
power
you
of the
guys think?
Snuggy Bottom Boys.
I guess,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we do see that throughout the movie, see people trying to buy their album. I think we actually even see his wife trying to buy the album, and they don't have it. So when she finds out it is, her husband,
Mm.
I think that's partly why she's like, okay, I'll give him another chance.
Yeah, I guess I
Um,
wouldn't call this movie like realistic at all
yeah,
for the era.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I said, it'd be great if that's how it was, but also just like these were the people. I mean, there was segregation. There was like all these different things that are against black people, and suddenly it's like, nah. This guy plays guitar good.
yeah, it
I don't
is.
know. It just seemed
Yeah.
weird.
Well, when that scene happened and they started to string up the Ku Klux Klan leader, I was like, there ain't no way this would have happened in real life. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not just me. I'm just like
it's a feel
again.
good ending. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah,
I like the
like
ending, but
yeah,
like it's
I like
it's
the
just
ending too.
yeah,
Never
it's,
happened.
it's not gonna happen
No,
in that time period. I would say.
yeah, in that time period in the deep South, no. Like I said, I'd love it if that was the case, but yeah, it does seem just a little, I guess, jarring. They're just like, okay, that's not how it should have been, but I'm glad it is that way, I guess.
And speaking of that KKK scene, why does it seem like they infiltrated and escaped like super easily?
Because no one ran after them at all. Everyone
Well,
just
the
stood
crowd was
still.
coming down. Yeah.
Everyone just stood still, like even while they were like rescuing him, like.
Yeah.
And then the one guy stood still as the spear impaled him. Like,
No, he caught the spear.
He cut spear.
He
yeah.
caught the
Or
spear.
the
No,
other
he
thing
died by
impaled
the
Yeah,
the cross.
cross. Yeah, burning down on him.
but all you gotta do is like step twice to
Yeah.
the left. You're good. Like,
Yeah.
Make it like a Lord of the Rings scene where he just steps to the right.
all right.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking at you can see on his face like, oh no, it's coming towards me. I wish I had time to take a step. You do.
I mean, he
bro.
was badass throughout the movie, like beating them with the stick and everything. That was the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet say.
The Bible
Yeah,
Soldier.
Big
beating him with the
Dan.
tree branch and all that.
Yeah.
That was unexpected. I will say that was. I was not expecting. I kind of figured he was a little bit fishy, but I wasn't like when that scene kind of got into the middle of it and he started like smacking him and beating him up. I was like, oh shit! All right.
Yeah.
I love George Clooney's face as like he's seeing like the other guy get beat up. He's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" It's like
Yeah.
not at all affected.
Yeah, this is weird. Why would you beat up my friend like that? Oh, now you're beating me up. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Damn, we're in a tight squeeze.
We are in a tight squeeze. Callus, I want that to be your catchphrase from now on.
Well, it is a good catchphrase.
Yeah.
That was please squeeze me hard.
Oh my-
Make that a new command for Yummy.
Yeah, Yemmy, please turn that into a command just now. What Goody just said.
Remind me by Thursday.
Come
So
on,
Tay,
Jeremy number?
Tay, when you said
Okay.
the ending, I was thinking of a different ending, the actual
Oh, okay.
ending.
The flood and all that. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I have a lot of problems with the end of the movie. Not only because the flood happens so randomly, and I feel like it was set up by one single line in the movie somewhere that I missed.
No, they talked about it a few times.
I must have missed it every single time because
Yeah, it's in the paper even. They had to get the treasure before a certain time because that valley was going to be flooded.
I guess I didn't pick up on that. But when it did happen, it was felt so random to me. And
You missed all the lines telling you it was going to happen.
yeah, I don't know what happened
Well,
there.
I was so distracted because I was like wondering why all of a sudden, the leader is just being overthrown because of music. I was like, oh,
What?
kind of forgot about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I still have, I mean, even if it was set up throughout the movie, I still have problems with that ending. Like, it's just such an abrupt, like, here's the flood, and...
Wasn't either. Like
almost-
CGI, like it was horrible.
Well, yeah, it looked bad, one, but two, it just, like, I don't know. I didn't like it at all.
That's fair.
And it's
I
not
do
it's
think-
not because he was praying for intervention. Like they definitely could have done it a different way, and I would have been so much more satisfied. But just having the flood come in, and all of a sudden, all three of the guys are fine, and everyone else is dead.
Yeah, that was the part
That's-
that's weird. It's like no one else can swim.
Right, that's what I was gonna mention too. It's like, oh, everyone died, including the guys with the shovels, except for the three
Yeah.
guys.
And Tommy.
It was just such an unsatisfying
Yeah.
ending, and then to top it all off, they don't have the right ring, and so
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, come on now. I rolled my eyes as soon as it started happening. I'm like, here we go. Like, yeah, it's Deus Ex Machina in like the most literal way. Like,
She's a terrible woman. I don't know why he's going so hard after her.
Because she's Miss Incredible.
but yeah, the ending legitimately disappointed me. Like that end. Like they could have done so much else with that final scene. Or not final scene, but you know the like they could have had them escape in like a goofy way or maybe a fitting way, or because like
Goofy
the
one would've
build up,
been nice.
the build up was perfect. Like everything, it was intense. They had the graves dug, the guys were singing, and then they just
Yeah.
it all gets washed away.
Well, like I said, I mean, they did set up the flood several times throughout the movie.
And that's great, but I don't care. I want a different ending.
Okay.
I feel
That's
like even though they do set it up, it's like, well, they wouldn't shouldn't they have mentioned it while they were walking up to the house? Like, oh, that flood's coming. We got to get out of here quick. That would have set it up much better. But instead, they choose to ignore it for probably I would say the last half of the movie, since I don't remember
Yeah. Well,
them ever admit like saying anything about it.
Yeah, I think that was intentional though, because I feel like at that point, since they had just they had also forgotten because of everything that happened, that they're just like, okay, yeah, we just gotta get this ring and then we're good. And you know, second he sees like the water trickling by, he's like, oh, you can see on his face, he's like, oh yeah,
Damn, we're in a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
we tight squeeze.
Just cows with the random saying. But yeah, a goofy ending would have been funny. Or not funny, but no, it would have fit the story better considering how goofy they were throughout the movie.
Sure.
Or just
even
have anything else happen.
Yeah.
have I don't know, another character come in it, like Babyface. He escaped and he saves. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
Oh wait, is it we're in a tight spot? I just looked it up. I think it's spot. He said not squeeze.
Uh-oh. Tight spot. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Either way, he didn't.
now you
say
won't get
that.
copyright
He-
strike. You won't
he
get
should-
DMCA'd.
You should have said that when they were about to be hung at the end.
Well, you can still use my sound clip if you want.
All right.
He is in a tight squeeze, boys.
Sucky bottom squeeze. Anyways, does anyone else have like any like what is everyone's favorite scenes from the movie?
Well, considering based off of my name, I think I mean I like that river scene. I don't know why, but it was just so
women.
The
it was just so it was so like just caught me off guard of him saying they done loved him up and turned him into a horny toad. I don't know. I was
That
just
was
like,
pretty
what the
funny.
heck? I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And literally, my review for the movie on Letterboxd is just that sentence.
I do love the scene in the theater when like they realized that he was alive and they were like, "We
thought
thought
you
you
were a
turned into a
toad."
toad."
Yeah.
And then he's like, his face is like, "What?"
Yeah, but no, just whatever. Don't seek the treasure.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was the Babyface chase with the car. I really enjoyed that.
For me, what was my favorite scene? There's just so many good scenes. I think. I think mine is the first time they sing. I'm a man of constant sorrow. Just
I do love that song.
classic, great song. Good
Yeah.
scene. But if we want if we want something besides that scene, just because it's really for me, it's not the scene, it's the song. My favorite scene. I'm trying to think. It's like, I can't say
It
the
is
same
hard to pick
scenes
one.
as you guys. But it's like I could say the same scenes as you guys. Yeah. I mean, the babyface scene's good.
Don't worry, Tay. When I edit this, it's gonna seem really short between.
Mhm.
Oh, good, good. Or you'll forget and.
I never forget.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I like. There's so many good scenes. I like them all.
I
Hard to
guess I'm
choose.
gonna have to go with we're in a tight spot.
That is a good scene. That is a good scene. Yeah, and then yeah, you know what? That might be it too. Just because also the kid coming in at the very end to rescue him.
I never understood why the kid was rescuing them.
'Cause he's family. His dad may have forgot that they're family, but he hadn't.
All right, I can get behind that.
That barn scene kind of reminded me of Red Dead Redemption, when it's a major spoiler at the end of the game, like very end of the game, where John Marston's whole held up in the barn and all the police are outside. Gave me Red Dead Redemption vibes there.
Hmm.
Maybe they were inspired by this scene in the movie.
Could be.
Possibly.
So
Well,
what? We're up to
this movie
Bioshock
inspired.
and
Yeah,
now Red Dead.
this
Or
movie inspiring games for
yeah.
20 years.
All right.
Well, any other thoughts or yeah?
I think I am good.
Okay. Final.
I've
ratings
given all
then?
my criticisms, so no one's gonna be shocked.
Okay. All right. I'll start us off then. Yeah, as Yemmy said, cinematography, the soundtrack, they're all just great. They like such a good job. The casting was great. I think the acting was great. Yeah, a few little nitpicks on some of the just random scenes, like if they had broken it up better into chapters, or I don't know, just made it flow a little better. That could have been good. And then the whole thing at the end, the ending just being kind of very, the second to last ending, I guess, is being a little unrealistic. It's like, okay, yeah, cool. And then, the final scene, like I said, I feel like they did set that up pretty well throughout the movie, even if Demi may have missed some of those things. But so the ending wasn't horrible, although the final ending where she's like, that's not the right ring, that's a little not great. It's just okay, fine. But overall, I still really enjoy this movie. I haven't seen it for a while, and I may not watch it for a while again, but I probably would watch it again. Probably will eventually. Overall, I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would definitely watch this movie again. I had a great time. I can't believe that I've never seen it before now, and because this is like my type of movie, my type of comedy. I love this kind of stuff, like the movies that are like kind of goofy but random, but like really funny, but like also like serious at times. Um, Definitely like Coen Brothers style. And yeah, I loved the music. It's all very catchy. I love the body, the bottom soggy bottom boys. And yeah, like so many scenes were just like really funny to me. I was laughing out loud. So yeah, I don't think I would say that the way it was split up in chapters really bothered me that much. And I have no real other criticisms. So I guess I would have to give it a 5 out of 5.
Dang.
All right.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I mean, I have my criticisms of it, but I thought it was still a really good movie. I would watch it again, sure. I think it's good. I really enjoy the scenes individually. As a cohesive story, though, it's not cohesive, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe if I feel like if they had put like chapters in here, like title cards for each section, I think that would have been pretty. Would have made it so that I wouldn't have this criticism. Let's just say that. I do like that some things are overarching. That's why I thought I said I'm torn on it because part of me is like, yeah, they chapter it up, that's great. But then we lose some of the overarching stories. I don't know. It's a midway point for me there, and really didn't like the ending of the movie. I thought that the ending was just like too abrupt and too crazy and random. But that being said, great acting, great camera work. I like the setting. I like all the characters that they meet. I think that the chapters individually, I'll call them, are very, very good. You could watch them out of context from this movie and still have a really great time with them. So in the end, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys been saying. Acting, music was great. Could have flowed a little better, in my opinion. Um, the I guess the racism at the end there kind of got a little too much, but it's just it's a movie, but it was just like, okay, this is kind of awkward and like doesn't, I don't know, didn't fit right. But the ending where the band's playing and they're just like, oh yeah, f that guy, music. It's a little off-putting too as well. And now that Yemi brought up the ending, I also agree with that. But I still love the movie, still would watch it again, and I'm gonna also give it a 4 out of 5.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Decent ratings all around.
Yeah. Good pick,
So,
Jay.
Callus,
Yes.
you're next on the list here.
Oh.
What movie you got for us?
Before I say which movie, I have a question. Who can answer me? Who is the greatest actor alive?
Uh,
Hmm.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
Amy knows
it's.
Adam
It's
Sandler.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, it's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
No.
he is pretty.
Yeah. No, this problem with this question, Callus, is it's very like
There's one clear
based
answer.
on opinion.
All
Nope,
right.
not opinion. It's
Ah,
fact.
Let's think of all the hot women actresses here.
Okay.
It's not a woman.
Oh, okay. Let's think of all the
It was-
hot men.
He did say actor.
He's very hot.
Idris Elba.
Jackie
And
Chan.
Efron.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I almost said Jackie Chan.
So yes, my pick is Wait, what movie? What year is this from? 1995's Rumble in the Bronx. So this was a time when Jackie Chan was like super huge in Hong Kong, but like still trying to hit it off in the U.S. This was like before Rush Hour, and he was like just starting to make Hollywood movies like in America. So this is one of those early date ones.
Okay.
But yeah, the movie is about. Oh wait, it's directed by Stanley Tong. It stars obviously Jackie Chan, Anita Mu, Francois Yip, Bill Tong, and a couple others. Quick plot of the story: a young man visiting and helping his uncle in New York City finds himself forced to fight a street gang and the mob with his martial arts skills. I love how he's a young man in this movie, even though he's like already in his 40s.
Young at heart.
Plays that role so well.
Yeah.
This movie came out between Police Story 3 and First Strike, so we'll see
wow.
which one it leans more towards.
We will see.
All right, I've never seen this one, so it'll be a
I've
nice
never seen it
first
either.
watch.
I figured it was time to do another Jackie Chan film.
So this is available on Amazon. or
Oh yeah, I
YouTube.
forgot to mention you can watch it on Amazon Prime. So if you are a subscriber, then hooray! No need to rent it.
There we go. All right. So, if you don't want to be spoiled for Rumble in the Bronx from 1995, make sure you'll watch that before the next episode airs in 2 weeks. We'll reconvene and talk about it. Also, if you want to, just as a reminder, head over to the fan vote. It will be running for the weekend that this episode is fresh and new. So if you want to check that out, the movies you can vote for are Pitch Black, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Twilight, and Parasite, which are all kind of different movies.
Very.
2 of them are kind of like memes, I guess. One of them's more action heavy, and another one's like a thriller kind of. So it'll be interesting to see what eventually wins. So, what's worse, Transformers or Twilight?
Oof.
Oh. Which one is it?
I've-
The Revenge of the
Twilight.
Fallen?
I've said it 3 times. Yes,
Yeah,
Revenge of
nah, yeah.
I'm. I mean, I when Chameleon was on the podcast, I was kind of hyped. Like, yeah, sure. You know what? I'll watch Twilight. Fuck it. You know. But Revenge of the Fallen, after watching the latest Transformers movie, I actually would be less happy if that one.
At this point, yeah, I think I would be less thrilled about Transformers.
Yeah, so I'd be probably less thrilled about Twilight.
I always just want Chameleon on.
Really,
What?
just people, please vote for Pitch Black or Parasite.
Yeah.
Either of those, I'd be fine.
I used to be a big Pitch Black guy. I
Yeah.
loved the Chronicles of Riddick, so I watched that movie a
Yeah.
lot. And then don't forget, coming up is episode 100. We'll reveal what we're doing for that the episode before then, but it's coming up. It'll be in a couple months here, I believe. We're at episode 93. Will be this one.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
once this episode goes out, we do Cal's episode. That's 94. The fan vote's 95, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, it'd be
Checks
5 more
out.
episodes. So yeah, my math is correct.
Yeah.
So be excited for that. We're doing a big trilogy review again, just like we did for the Back to the Future trilogy. So be excited. Get hyped.
Get hyped.
Alrighty. Well, does anyone else have anything they want to mention before we end the show?
Well, You
Uh,
know.
you know, just be sure to clean your ass.
Thoroughly, yes.
Yeah, thoroughly.
completely. Up and down
Completely.
motion.
Side to side.
Side to side.
All right. Well, I am O Ferret. Where art thou? And I've been here with.
Horny toad waffles.
I am a tay of constant sorrow.
And Kellis Hogwallop.
And this has been another episode of Film Freaks with a Z. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Later.
Bye. Damn, we're in a tech squeeze.
Should we all start singing the song now?
I am a man.
He's a man
And sorrow.
of sorrow.
I don't know the lyrics.
in trouble.
I need to listen
All
to the
my
soundtrack.
days.
All his days.
Yep, there you go. That's all you get.